Hello everyone and welcome to yet another live coding and chill. I'm your host, Johnny, delighted to be here. Hope you're having an amazing weekend and that you're gonna have an amazing day. Today we'll be coding more functionality into the game we're making for the MinnHax GameJam, community game jam that we're making in Godot. We're gonna add a level up and XP system, which is very appropriate because I'm leveling up today. Today is my birthday, so doubly so, as always, I wish you have an excellent day. Do it for me, do it for my birthday. It will make me happy to hear that you're having an amazing Sunday. So, we'll start with the demo of what we've achieved so far and the little things that I've done offline since the previous stream. And let me know what you think. So now the game has a name. It's called Ice Cream Sundae. Shout out to my friend Maria, who is brilliant when it comes to puns. I'm also brilliant when it comes to puns, so our minds together came up with this. It was all Maria, but I love it. Ice cream sundae. What do you think? The idea, so let's start. The idea is that you're doing shifts into this ice cream shop, which is called the Ice Cream Sundae, and it's a famous spot where couples end their dates going out, and the idea is you serve them loads of ice cream and they get more and more smitten. It's a sign of a good date, the more ice cream you eat in the end. That's what I always thought. So we have someone behind the counter and we have a few couples here already. The idea is the moment you go into this area, for our benefit, I've left the debugging red thingies on, the pathfinding thingies on, because little blobos are gonna chase you. And the controls are intentionally a bit floaty and momentum based, but you need to kind of escape them and not die, hopefully. Food increases your hit points, and you're much faster than them in the future. You know, game balance tweaks needed, but the point is you go, you deliver the ice creams, and then you get this lovely effect. And then I guess in the end, this couple is gonna leave eventually, and you'll get more people that you'll need to serve. But the idea is that every few deliveries that you are gonna do, you'll have a chance to increase your points. So either your max health, or your speed, or maybe your maneuverability, how easy it is to guide the person. Whoa. How much stamina you have, because the dash move is really cool. And also, the amount of deliveries, how much ice cream you manage to get, affects how happy the people are. So you get more particles for longer if you have a bigger delivery, which is quite cool. Look at this couple on the right. Let's give them something. But that's about it. That's where we are so far. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you think it's quite cool. I think it's quite cool because it's like my first game ever. So we've built up to this, and I think it's cute. And our start will be, if you see on this left side of the screen, where we have the amount of total ice creams delivered. Maybe we'll change this to be like an XP system, or like the cash you get for every delivery, and that's the thing you will be able to spend for increasing your abilities. Hello Borden in the chat. Good Sunday here. I don't know how further back in time you are time zones wise, but here in Barcelona it's 4:30 Sunday, which is great because Saturday wasn't my birthday and today is my birthday, so it's it's amazing that it's 20th of October. And yeah, that's the game. Of course, now that we've done the demo, let me add a little timestamp here and talk about Svelte and Svelte 5 and the Svelte Summit, because most people in the channel are probably here because I usually do Svelte live streams, web dev live streams. We do tangents on the other technologies. We do tangents on Swift, for example. We try React sometimes when we still do front end. We do lots of things, but it's fair to say that I've done more content on Svelte and SvelteKit than other things. So it's likely that people are interested about Svelte. And yesterday we had the Svelte Summit, which had some exciting new news, some cool CLI for Svelte that we're going to use in the future. Of course, Ritz got on stage and publicly released, made the PR. Penguin made the PR that was merged to release Svelte 5 official right on the live stream, which was very brave and went very, very well. I've upgraded one project, Chrono, to Svelte 5 already. I've tried the migration tools. They seem to work. Some of the SATCN components do magically migrate themselves if you run the migrator for Svelte 5, which is awesome. Some of them you may need to tweak a little bit to make them happy with Typescript mostly is what I found. But yeah, very excited for this news. Very excited for this one site that includes both the Svelte stuff and the SvelteKit stuff. It has a search that works across the site, which is the thing I was missing when they were split in between two different websites for Svelte and SvelteKit, and now they claim that they will have documentation for even the plugins like the VT Inspector plugin here. So this Omni site is very, very cool to see. And I think something that is missing in React land, of course, we have the benefit of hindsight that Svelte was created much, much later and eventually matured to this point where Svelte and SvelteKit go together like bread and butter, or it's fundamental to one another. While in React, there is this missing thing where there isn't the one meta framework that you're supposed to use with React. Next.js has emerged as that, which is why I always advocate for Next.js and have done so for years, but it's not the one. There's also Remix, there's also just using React by itself with Create React App. Meta and Facebook even before didn't have a strong stance on how to use React, so people were doing whatever, and when you let people do whatever, you have divergent opinions, let's say. So I'm very happy to see this amalgamation of Svelte and SvelteKit, because they should go together. You should use them together as much as possible. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes, Borden. A great day to you as well. So, very excited for Svelte 5. Of course, I've been excited for Svelte 5 for a very, very long time. We've been doing lots of live streams. You can check the description for the Paulina Puppers playlist that we did back in the day. A great starting point, even if you don't know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript fundamentals, a great entry point because it's a mostly static website that is still using Svelte and SvelteKit, Svelte 5 with runes, even from the beta release of Svelte 5, not even the release candidate. So we were using Svelte 5 for quite a long time in the live streams. We know that it's good. We got used to the runes, and I like them more than the also arcane magic that we needed to do in Svelte 4 and before. But if you're curious about the Svelte 5 features, check out the previous live streams. And next month, once we're out from this game dev month, we'll be back. We'll be doing more stuff. Let me know in the Discords any ideas that you may have. We'll definitely be starting from a brand new site using the SvelteKit wizard, which has got an upgrade as well, and talk about all the things you may need to know as a beginner in JavaScript in general, in making websites in general, and get into SvelteKit specifics as well. The big thing with the Svelte rebranding is this web development for the rest of us tagline, which I really feel is true, and that they say here, use language you already know, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or that you want to learn. Svelte and SvelteKit, the big benefit that drove me to it in the beginning was that if I wanted to teach HTML and CSS fundamentals, I would use Svelte because it looks a lot like the HTML and CSS fundamentals that I wanted to teach. There is less confusion if you don't specifically know React, JSX, and that sort of thing. So I think that's the big selling point with Svelte. Nowadays, Svelte 5 in particular, there is specific idiomatic domain knowledge for Svelte. The rune stuff, for example, it's not like there isn't anything, but I think most of the time it looks like vanilla HTML and CSS. You don't need to bring in a different library. You don't need to do a SvelteKit thing to do view transitions, for example. You use the standards. So that's why I like it. But very beautiful wish from Borden. A nice Sunday. And always remember that I really inspire others to code, and that's very valuable. That's amazing. That's my one dream, to keep inspiring people to code. I think there is great value in that. I think more people can do more with code than they think. I think all you need is inspiration to get started, inspiration to go to a terminal and go through a SvelteKit wizard or something. And then you'll have something cool that you can deploy and have a friend click around and tell you, cool, you made this? Amazing. Which is a bit harder when it comes to game development, but also the big appeal that I want to make something that I will upload in a GameJam and other people will try. I'll tell friends, oh, download this and run this and have a play. That's really awesome when it very, very awesome payoff when it comes to game dev. But what are you going to do? How do you publish it on Steam? How do you get your friend to actually get there, convert, download, and run it on their Mac or Windows machine or wherever? That's a big time investment on their part. So will they play it? I don't know. You better make it good. But if you want to make it good, then you need to spend months and months in the game. Well, with a website, you can make a fun website with not as much effort, definitely not months of effort, that, today you can follow along one of my videos and you've deployed something that you can have people clicking at and telling you, you did something nice. So chase that payoff, get into coding by doing Svelte and SvelteKit, I guess, to tie into Svelte and SvelteKit. But also, maybe if you are into coding, then you'll also turn this into game dev, which is what we'll be doing today. All right, so a lot of talking today as expected. I do have the rough plan of what we will be attempting to do, but unlike JavaScript and web dev, which I've been doing for 20 years, I know much less about game dev and Godot, so we'll see. I'll recap. My main idea is definitely you walk around, you gather some ice cream, you don't get knocked down. And after you've done a few deliveries, maybe like a shift's worth, which may be like 4 deliveries, then you get to the XP level up screen. And in the final game, you'll have like a little cutscene. Maybe the shop owner will tell you a little something. Maybe you'll see people passing by, new crowd coming in. I don't really know. But just to get started, what we want is to have the XP thing happen every time on every delivery, because I think that's going to be simpler. And then we're going to move on to the more complicated thing. So let's get serious about this. Switch to the big screen mode and re-establish that first, much like we're showing the ice cream here, I want to show the XP count, maybe the dollar amount or something. Not really sure, but the thing that you'll be using to buy upgrades whenever that screen pops up. So first of all, let's give you currency for you to be able to expand to increase your stats. Which sounds quite bad. We're not doing a mobile game with microtransactions here. I swear this is good vibes only. Right, so going into here, let's look at the ice cream label, the high score label, which just happens to have an ice cream as the icon. So we have this high score label, which automatically updates with your high score. Great. And we have the current high score count. So what's your high score currently? And we want a similar thing with your XP, I suppose. That's the first thing we'll do. And as it starts, it's going to be the same as how much ice cream you've delivered, but you'll be able to consume the currency to buy the upgrades. That's what I'm thinking. And I would think that it's confusing if we just use the ice creams and have that number go down. So I would like to have 2 separate things there. So, because if you sell the ice cream again to get upgrades, maybe it makes sense, maybe not. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But as it stands, the moment you deliver, I would say, this is the high score. Maybe I put it on a different part of the screen, actually, like top right. Maybe actually call it high score. But what would go here would be the currency. And for now, I'll just do like the pound symbol or something. So, current high score count. And we have the stamina and we have the health. But let's try to label actually. This is the same thing because maybe we'll show the whole thing. We'll show the label elsewhere in the UI. So let's duplicate the current high score count. I call this money count or XP count, currency count. I guess you go to a store, so I'll call it currency count. Did I actually duplicate this more? Not to be confused with current, it's currency count. Good. This one, we can give it a different sprite later to avoid confusion. Should I quickly do it with a sprite? A few things here. On the food, which one do you like for like currency, if any? This kinda looks like money. Anyway, I won't do it now. Actually, let's just have the label here. So no focus decoration for now. Let's just do the pound sign or whatever this is. And then something else. I don't think we can do emojis here, sadly. But that's fine. And the high score label, we'll need to duplicate that. So this is the thing that magically subscribes to a signal to update what the text is. So let's duplicate that and call it currency count label. Name it here too. And open the script just to detach it. And attach a new one. Detach the script, attach a new one. Good. Go to VS Code. This thing, we wanted to make it look like the high score label. So let's copy everything. And if we don't have a player in our AI Blackboard, then we do nothing. If we do, then we connect to a signal. We'll want to connect to a different signal, but what's gonna happen is call this internal method, connect to call it in response to that signal being emitted, and just call this method as well. So let's call it on player currency changed, which is going to happen when you get the currency initially and when you spend that currency to get your upgrades. Makes sense to me. So let's go to our hero script and claim that we're gonna have another signal. Here. And currency count amount. Currency change, just currency change. It makes me think we switched from like yen to pounds or something. But it does tell you how much currency you now have, and it's gonna be integers. But what is it gonna be in regards to? Oh, delivery multiplier, as if I knew. We could use this for how much experience you get. Cool. So that's currency, and we'll call the set currency method. But the set currency method is going to take inspiration from the set high score. Call it set currency, new value, currency, blah, blah. Good. Done, subscribed, great. And for the high score, I guess we also have a delivery multiplier here, interestingly enough, which we may or may not use for XP. Yeah, maybe it would break the game, not sure. But when you drop off ice creams, let's say that we also set the currency. Could be the same. Could be the same. Could call it bonus or something. Right, and then we progress to the next round, which we'll see how it's gonna work eventually. So now, this is connected to a real thing. I think all that remains is to put it in the UI. We'll give it a nice symbol later. But for now, we call it stats or attributes or something. Like in the HUD, we have the attributes control node. But we just have all these counts here, and that's not smoothies anymore, that's high score. We have the high score, we have the stamina bar, and the health container. And this, is the thing that maybe we'll keep like somewhere else. The high score, like top left of the screen. But for now, all we want is to add our high score scene we just created. This thing, nope. The currency. Currency count. Baby Bath Duck, hello. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. Coffee for Fuel is indeed here. Or do you mean that the currency should be coffee? And the more coffee you get, the more hype you are. I actually like that. Whether you meant it or not, probably makes more sense. Cherry on top. These could be names, the names of the upgrades. Could be fun. The names of the potential upgrades could be something like that, instead of just increase health or super move unlock. It could be cherry on top, cherry finisher. And currency count, this should just update the moment we hit play. And it did, because we're awesome. And things should work the same. So if I deliver, I've added more blobos here, so it's a bit harder to get around. So if I deliver, no hearts. But both of them update. Yeah, I don't know what happened there with particles, but thankfully for the initial demo, it just worked. So both of them update just fine. Now the idea is to have a few ugly buttons that you need to click through to be able to continue, or maybe you have like a continue button as well. Maybe you'd play a cutscene, maybe something, but you'd be able to spend this currency value in order to unlock your upgrades, your cherries on top, and the sort. And that's the idea. So I think we're already on the so what's up level up choice after every delivery. We may refactor later to have gameplay phases, so you'll have like the cutscene phase or something, or the talk phase, then the delivery phase, then the buy phase. Sounds like Counter-Strike. And then you go through it again. Or maybe you can unlock the level ups in the buy phase, or you talk to specific people to unlock the upgrades, but that's too much creep to think about it on the fly. For now, show some ugly buttons on the screen. And we could go to a different gameplay scene, or scene, there. Souvlaki for lunch, feta cheese for salad. Greek salad is the best salad, and the essential ingredients are definitely Mediterranean tomatoes, onion, and feta, and olive oil. You have these, you're good. The idea of the game, an ice cream commerce game, I don't really know. I'd say that it's like a Pac-Man-like, in that there are things that you need to avoid and things that you need to collect. And you need to collect as much as possible and move on to the next level. So Pac-Man-like, I guess if you want like a deeper story, it could be that the blobos or the enemies that are gonna be handing you is your own self-doubt or something like that. Like you go to the kitchen and you're like, oh, the head chef is always watching me, and I find it hard to make the ice cream. So it's like a metaphor if you want it to be deeper. But the gameplay loop is this, like Pac-Man-like, go into this maze-like thing, collect items, deliver them. Yeah, so it's not about making money, really. It's about making people happy. It's about helping couples fall in love. And the GameJam idea, maybe I'll open it up this delivery. The GameJam theme is the heart emoji. So this is the GameJam that we're entering. The theme is the heart emoji, this one. And I thought that kind of fits. That's why it's called sweet. But of course, like I'm a sweet person altogether, so sweetness with the heart emojis, sweetness with the ice creams and the sugar that they have, sweet all around. Cool. So, more recap done. After every delivery, I want to show some UI that you'd need to click through. In the game, we do have a pause functionality, so if you click escape, everything in the game actually pauses until you restart. And I'm wondering, should I do the same thing or not? This may cause me more problems. I'm not sure. So if I do this, then the whole game freezes. I don't have to worry about the enemies going somewhere else. I don't have to worry about the particles stopping. But at the same time, I have tweaked things. So the moment you pause the rest of the game, then the pause screen shows up. And I don't want to show the soft screen on top. but I also don't want to move the player. So maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe maybe the player has some logic there when it comes to them moving. So in our hero script again, for integrate forces, we check if they're in a frozen state, and if they are, we return. They get into this state when they're knocked out, when it's game over, which is fair enough. But we could freeze them for the stop screen. So there you go. And now we set the freeze to true when they drop to health, but we could be doing it at any time because we do have access to the player. So we could do it after every time they drop off ice creams. Or at some point the gameplay manager should know what the next round is and go through gameplay round and SOP round. That could be a way to do it. That could be a way to do it. And how do you move from the SOP round? You hit the confirm button, I suppose. So let's look at our... Oh, there's some Greek for you. Let's look at the gameplay manager. We have this progress to next round thing, where we clear the ice creams and spawn new, any ice creams you didn't pick up, they melt. And then spawn the ones for the next round. But we could have an array of the types of rounds, and maybe every array starts with an enum. A round type. And we have a SOP round, and we have a delivery round. Sure. Gameplay round. And maybe we just have, maybe it's not even an array. Maybe at the future it will be, because after 10 rounds we finish the game, but maybe there is something else we could keep track of. Or a gameplay round could be a specific type of object as well. Do you do interfaces in Godot? I don't know. I'm not gonna overthink it. I am gonna have a current round which is gonna be, I will make a custom resource of the gameplay round, I think, because I do want a count of how many rounds you've been, but maybe for now let's just say current round type. Let's do it like this. Let's start simply and start with a delivery round, and then here we want to match the current round type, and if it's a delivery, oh, had so SOP screen. Wow, nice. Nice. If it's a delivery round, then we do whatever we were doing before, and maybe we put it in a different method actually. So this one is going to be handle delivery round. Good. If the current round is delivery, then the current round type becomes SOP. Or, I guess, first, being handled delivery round. It should be the opposite. So current round type in this instance is the previous one. To make this more readable, let's say that the current round type is gonna be... There is a weird way to do ternaries in Godot, which maybe I'll need to read up on. So if it's delivery, then I want it to be SOP, like toggle it. If not, then I want it to be delivery, but that's not how you do ternaries in Godot. How you do it is by having your truthy value what you want it to be. So this is what I want it to be if we're in the delivery round, else it becomes a delivery round. I find ternaries easier to read than this. Anyway, now the current round is this, and for the delivery round, we can say that we can handle it, and we'll handle it without passing any parameters. Just runs this method, and we're done. And we want to do something else for the delivery screen, for the SOP phase, which we'll call for function handle SOP round, or phase, maybe we should call it. Right, so to do so SOP screen, just return cool. Very cool. And every time we drop off ice creams, we progress to the next round, is what we're saying, which probably we don't want to do. There could be like the setup game type round, which I only want to run when the whole level is ready. This is a bit of a hack that I needed to do. Maybe on first input. Yeah, so let's have like a cutscene round or something. Or intro. Ugh, I don't like that at all. Like on first input, the first time the player tries to do something, I want to set up the stage. But maybe I need to just have a special screen there. So maybe a public method. And And we can say handle delivery round, say anything. And the player, so that's a bit of a hack here. Not on ready. I want it to happen when everything is ready. Because I did try spawning everything on ready here and things broke. I guess I could try. Let's see. Could try again. So if my gameplay manager tries to do this, yes, it just works. Ah, I remember. I think I remember. So if the game hasn't really started, it spawns everything into this area. I don't know why. So I cannot do it yet. So I'm wondering if I can do it the first time the player has moved. In which case we can have a flag. Of course, we all know where there's a flag, there's a bug. What can I do for now? As first time setup happened. Let's change this later. To do make this cleverer. And the first time you try to move, if has first time setup has not happened, then you say it happened. And from the gameplay manager, we call the initial setup method. No way this will go wrong. So now I expect that the ice cream will be spawned in various places. And indeed it is. Great. Great. And it also means that I can call the progress to next round method only if this is called with more than 0. Where else do I call drop of ice creams? Yeah, here. So I was doing like some crazy conditional logic to not show the hearts, but still do the drop off, just because I needed to do the initial spawns and I didn't know how. So we can say if you have less or 0 ice cream to drop off, then just do nothing. Else, let's see how many ice creams you have to deposit. Maybe we can just get it out like this. Oh, as first spawn happened, I had a flag already. So we don't need this anymore. So if my calculations are correct, without going there, we should have ice cream spawns, which we do. If we go there without ice creams, we don't get hearts, which was a problem before. And well, finally, hopefully I survive this barely. If I go there with an ice cream, it does get delivered. Great. And I'd imagine we are in the sub phase now. We've dropped off the ice creams. Gameplay manager has progress to the next stage because we call this progress to the next round. Happens every time we drop off ice creams. And I guess we'll do the same thing on the big button that we're gonna be showing. But how is that gonna work? We must have access to the HUD here, yeah. We use the HUD to show the game over screen, that's why at some point it was like, it suggested HUD show stop screen. But I'm surprised this auto completes because that's not a real thing. Let's go to our HUD script. It doesn't have a method like this. And we want to show the stop screen. But let's show the game over screen to prove that this works. If it does, indeed. It's gonna be like, spend. No. Ah, and I would like to freeze the player as well. Long. So that didn't work. That didn't show the game over screen at all. That didn't show the game over screen at all. So, good old console log debugging. Do we make it here? We should. The round should become switched to current round type, and we match for the current round type, so we should be getting to shop and handling the shop round. So we should be getting here, and on the HUD we should be doing the show shop screen, which should be showing the game over screen, but that's by the by. We just have it as a placeholder that we are capable of showing a screen. Nothing. Is it because I haven't saved anything in years? I hope so. I hope so. No. Switch to 0, which is good. I want it to become SOP if we're currently in the delivery round. Or else I want to become this. Is it just that I can't do ternaries here? If the current round type is this, make it be SOP, please. Else, make it be delivery. Even I can understand this. And I defined delivery first, so that should be the 0 indicator of the enum. And that's why I thought that I didn't manage to switch it correctly before. So let's see. Hello Mike, how are you? I saw you in the Svelte Summit livestream yesterday. What did you think? I was excited for sure. Lots of great news. All right. We did it. The problem was that I cannot do ternaries in the GD script. Can only do them in Typescript in Closure and PHP. And I know nothing. All right. So we are showing the subscreen, but of course these are lies. What we're actually doing is showing the game over screen. So we need another scene to actually show. Mike is suggesting to join the Svelte hackathon announced yesterday. I don't know. There's gonna be some amazingly brilliant people that are gonna be creating Breath of the Wild in like Svelte or something. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll stick to creating the learning content and not an actual website. But we'll see. I always have ideas. You should enter the hackathon. For sure. Right. So let's look at the game over screen. Take inspiration from that. That's what I found game development to be. Taking inspiration from other things all the time. And we have a background. We have the viewbox container, and we have the buttons to restart or quit. I guess we can pretty much do the same thing. So let's find the game over screen, duplicate that, and call it the subscreen. So we have the subscreen now. Let's call it subscreen. I'm not sure if it's going to be blocking input. This month is going to be game dev. We're doing the game jam. We're going to finish the game jam. And then in November, we're going to be doing Svelte and SvelteKit. I was actually excited from yesterday's Svelte Summit, and I thought of so many like web app ideas. I love web development. Shop, spend, level up. I don't know what I should be saying here. Because what if you didn't get enough level up? Let's say sup. It's popular with Vampire Survivors and stuff to have like random drops that you can pick from. Question is, do I know a Lottie source better than Lord icons? I didn't know of Lord icons. I only know of Lottie files for Lottie animations, which has become so aggressive with like, oh, we need you to log in and we need you to do this and we need to upsell you like to something else, which I'm not sure I'd recommend. But that's the one I know, Lottie file. So do we want to guide the player more? Here's where we want to say how much money you have. So here, you can spend, and instead of the high score label, we can actually have the currency, we called it. Could be coffees. Every time you do a delivery, you get a coffee. Label instructions. We tell the player they may spend 12 or however much they have. deliveries. And then we want the continue button. Maybe we can just reuse the resume button. We'll make a continue button later. And if we just put it in here, not quite there. All right, we're getting there. So we have this subscreen, which I hope it's at the same level as the other screen, game over screen, which means we can make a reference to it. And when you need to show the subscreen, you show the subscreen. And yes, Mike, today is my birthday indeed. It's my last year where I can make any 40 under 40 list. Cool. So yeah, we will have a custom continue button because we will want to do something else. Thank you for the wishes, Mike. I hope you have a lovely day too. So let's see, did we actually do this? Plonk, plonk, plonk. All right, and resume. Resume does nothing. Which is fine. We won't use the resume button. We'll have a continue button that will also need to progress us to the next stage, now that I think about it. So that's fine. And I can still move while I'm in the sub screen. So that's not what we want. Let's make sure that the gameplay manager which has an instance, which has the player, which can get the player from the blackboard. So it should be able to freeze the player and then let's see. You keep moving because you have inertia, but that's fine. Nothing bad is going to happen to you, surely. Good, and we should be focusing on this button, which we aren't, but we will somehow. And resume does nothing, and you can still pause the game, which doesn't make sense. Maybe you cannot pause the game in this instance. That's something to figure out. But we have the pause screen somewhere, surely. Let's make sure of its Z index. Just because now we do have Z index. Reduce the Z index. I will increase it. I will do the opposite. Because I think almost everything has like 0 Z index, I just want the pause screen to be even higher. If it's one thing we know with web dev is to keep increasing the Z index. I feel closer to my roots now. The most web dev related thing I've ever done in this game dev stream. All right, so at least like we don't want the pause screen, but it's on top of the other one and you can read it. I guess you may always want to quit the game, right? Or restart. Yeah, intended. Cool. So our sub screen needs a different button, dedicated button to continue the game. And I'm not sure what it should be doing. I'm not sure whether it should have its own script. I think yes. I think yes. And where do I do grab focus and stuff? Ah, we have the decorated buttons, of course. We have the decorated buttons. Which that one wasn't. Yeah, we had the resume button container. That's the one I should have used. Right. So we have the resume button container. Let's duplicate that one. Call it continue button container. And also duplicate the resume button. Search for continue. The continue button looks like a primary button. Has its own script, interestingly enough, but we don't want this. We'll see what type of script we give it. And we have the continue button container. So Mike suggests algorithm counting your total walk, and by luck you get some rewards or loot. I'm not sure if you mean that the more you walk, the more things randomly spawn. That could be a good idea. But we will be increasing attributes here. And I'm not sure if we would do luck, but that is a common thing to do, where you have like a loot table and then you have a chance to get better loot, and the luckier your character is, the bigger the chance you'll get like a legendary loot drop. But I'm not sure if we can do this one for this game, although it's always fun because you'd have like a treasure chest, things going out of the treasure chest, and then you hope for like the golden legendary thing with the cool animation. That would be cool, but I think we'll just do like not luck based but skill based, skill issue based upgrades, where according to how much ice cream you've delivered, then you're able to buy the upgrades that you want, which could be health, speed, stamina, like those things. For now, for this like GameJam, simple, humble GameJam game. Right, so this is the continue button container. We'll give it a different icon later, maybe offline. It also has a script, which is thus that it's a decorated button, and we can say whether it should be grab in focus. We want the primary button of every screen to be grab in focus, which maybe we don't want for this one, because we want people to read, and we don't want them to accidentally go through without buying, unless they really wanted to. So instead of the button that we have here, plonk, we have the continue button, which we need to rename to button for the container magic to work. And we need to expand it, which will go to layout. I'm surprised I remembered. And expand. There you go. It's like Flexbox. So on the sub screen, we don't want the resume button. We actually want the continue button container here. Just put it at the end. There you go. And now the question is, what does the continue button do? We'll attach a script to it. And what does the start button do? It changes the scene, which we don't want. We want the gameplay manager. And we want the gameplay manager to be able to progress to the next round. So that's the only thing we want. Good. How does the player have access to the gameplay manager? Again. Do we need a signal? Yeah, maybe. So instead of having like a looped dependency of the gameplay manager needs the HUD and the HUD needs the gameplay manager or something like that. Definitely a better way to do this in Godot. But in any case, we can say we can have a signal exited sub screen. And let's look at the player signals for inspiration. And we can say what it gives. I guess it broadcasts nothing. Player get the gameplay manager. Guess it's the name component. Do I just want to do it like that without signals? Maybe we know that that thing will always exist, unique in the scene. Maybe, let's try it. Let's try it and see if it actually works. So the continue button. Let's claim that like the hero, when it spawns, it has access to the gameplay manager. Just put it lower. And like other buttons, we want to connect what happens when we press them. And on press, what we want to happen is gameplay manager progress to next round. And then you get another delivery round. Yeah. So handle sub round doesn't quite clean up after itself because it also shows the sub screen, I suppose. And this continue button, it doesn't have access to like the HUD. Ah, we can just say Q3. Awesome. Yeah, progress to next round and then disappear. It's gonna be awesome. All right, I'll be impressed if this actually worked. Just to build up some excitement, I will go all the way to the end. Seeing the pathfinding, the red pathfinding does make it easier to dodge the blobos. Cool, run. Run. Alright, so we'll be seeing hearts, which is cool. And we have no other option but to press continue. And it's like, I don't know what gameplay manager is, unfortunately. I was afraid of this. Does the gameplay manager do anything else crazy? I guess it has things it does already, which makes it hard. The problem is that the continue button doesn't have a gameplay manager, I suppose. Is there a way to get them? Can we get it from the tree? This is like the scene tree. I do search get named node from scene tree. Name node from current scene. Definitely hack. Ugh. I'm sure this is not the way. So not ready. If I just do this, I think that refers to something that should be on this scene. So let's see if Copilot knows. Get tree and then get node and the dollar symbol or something. Let's see. I do think they're the named child. So let's look at our restaurant scene. At some point, we do have the gameplay manager, which has a unique name. So I don't know how it works for the player. But this thing claims that I can do get tree, the root, get node, I'm sure that the dollar symbol or whatever it is does something, but I don't know what. Anyway, let's see if that helps any. Clearly the gameplay manager should be a script that gets auto-loaded, begin, so everything has access to it. Or we could use signals. We can subscribe to Plunk. Yeah, not a real thing. Not a real thing. Even though it is there, so what are you missing? Call deferred, it says. Come on. Come on. All right, so let's go to the internet. Get root. Maybe that was a real thing. Get 3 current scene, it says. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's what we need. Spawned one close, how kind. How kind. Alright, it worked. But of course, we queued freed the button. Not the whole scene. Cute. Cute. So how should we actually do this? We have this sub-screen. It has this currency count button, which has this currency count label, which we don't care about. What we do care about is this button, which has a script. Maybe it shouldn't have a script. Maybe it shouldn't have a script. Or this has a script. Maybe the continue button should have a script. And then what we do? Because maybe I want the sub-screen. I definitely want the sub-screen to disappear. And I don't want to go through the trouble to tell the HUD to remove the sub-screen it just made appear. I want it to clean up after itself. So where do I put this script? Where do I put the script? So I wonder. Have access to this. Can I become this? I think so. And then our continue button maybe doesn't need a script. And our subscreen instead, our subscreen script and call this on continue. I guess this finds the gameplay manager the same way, but Q3 in this case will close this screen. Great. And the gameplay manager should ensure that if we are in the delivery round, a black player freeze, and the player is unfrozen, can move again. All right, so I'd expect this to somehow work. Let's see. 2 ice creams for us. 1, 2, go, deliver, continue. Great. Back to delivery phase, can play, have more spawns, get everything. Let's get most things. Whoa. And each round, the blobos should become more numerous and faster. That'll be fun. Cool, continue. Did we actually spawn more things? I think so. Let's see if the big spawn area at the end of the freezer is all good. Yeah, right. So the loop works. The loop works beautifully. We actually need to do things to offer the choices, to offer the buttons to increase hit points and strength and all that. You can do it. You can do it. Good. Right, we are in good shape. I don't think I should have more here, more timestamps. So a SOP level up screen. So the level up options you can buy with currency. So that would be fun. Just a bit of ice cream of coffee for me. And that, like, after we do this, we may be good. That may be the last big thing that we do. I say later that we have to refactor to account for waves per shift, so maybe only show the SOP every 4 deliveries or something, because I worry that the moment the player has gotten into the groove, then we stop it to do the SOP stuff. But I may need to think about that offline. So let's see. Let's see. I see some errors here. Call deferred. With what? Could be anything. Could be anything. Usually it's been with adding children, but we'll see. Anyway. Right, I'm back. We need more choices here in the SOP screen. So I guess we need a horizontal container. I would love this to be 2/3 of the screen, but I don't know how to do that. I guess you can specify the minimum size, and the size of all of it is 1920, I think. So if I were to say this was 1920 divided by 2 times divided by 3 times 2, becomes like this. Could be fine. But maybe not, we'll see. So we have this label, we have the instructions, we have this. We need another horizontal container with buttons for the options. I think that's clear. So horizontal container, 8-box container. Options. Level up options, let's say. And we'll have 3 buttons here. So let's see them. Looks like we have quite a few buttons in Godot. Pop menu, nah. Drop downs, nah. Just buttons. So this guy plus HP. This guy plus speed. And we'll have like little icons, of course. And plus stamina. Not on the type of the button. But they should have a specific look for sure. This is the thing that should have the 1920 by 3 times 2. And each one of those should expand. Can I specify what to do with the children? Different type of alignment. Center. So these guys, I guess I cannot specify what I want the children to do in this level. I need to go to the children and say that I want to expand. And this one too. Layout, container size and expand. Layout. Right, so we have these 3 buttons. Maybe we should call them like flat buttons. Ah, and this should have a cost. So we should probably programmatically tell the player how much they cost, but just for now. We could say that plus HP is like 20. And maybe it's a secondary button. It's not going to be a secondary button. It's going to be like a level up button, a specific thing that I will make. It's going to be chunkier. Yeah, so we have these 3 buttons that maybe we'll want to add programmatically. And speed could be like the cheapest one, because maybe it's not really helping you. You need to be good at the game to benefit from bigger speed, because then it's harder to maneuver. So yeah, simple thing, but at some point we will want to programmatically add those buttons and affect what happens when you click them. Because we'll also want to deactivate them if you don't have enough. So yeah. And we need some UI for when they're disabled. Ah, we already do. Not too bad. But yeah, as a simple UI, that's pretty good, I guess. So the subscreen, maybe we can actually do it. We're getting some more fun, I think. I want an internal method, like render level up options. Maybe according to the player, like maybe the player would be telling me what's possible to get here. But for now, render level up option buttons do nothing. But here on ready, level up option buttons, and what we want to do. Buy HP. And why do I want to do this? Maybe in response to every click, I want to clean them up or change their state. Maybe. Maybe it is easier just to have references to these instead of this. So yeah, update level up option buttons is what I want to call here. And I want reference to all of them. Save this, hit here, post them in, want this. we should be adding a button prefix there, but not. No. Yes. And I want the methods to be defined. And what I want on the update if AI Blackboard layer currency, I think that's a real thing, is less than 5. I think that was the cheapest one. That is what I want to do. Else, elif, if the currency is less than 10, then I want to disable the stamina button and the HP button. Else, if it's less than 20, I just want to disable the HP button. And you can never get more money here, so that should be fine. Like enabling the buttons, we don't need to be concerned with, because the screen will be removed and the player is going to do deliveries, and only after they've done some deliveries they'll see the screen again, and because it spawns without this having run, everything will be enabled by default. Good. Good. So on after all of these, I want to update. But first, I want to find relative methods to the player. I want to define them. So on our hero script, func buy more HP, and I think the HP option was the expensive one, right? 20. Like we'll need one place. Keep a tab of all the prices for sure. Whoa. Instead of repeating ourselves like absolute Muppets. I got there. Right, so for now it's fine. Currency less than 20. Set currency to this. I guess this could also be a variable. This should be a variable somewhere that we read all the time, like the buy health, buy more health cost. But for now, let's do it quick and dirty. I think setting these will magically update the UI, but we'll see. And similarly, buy more stamina. How much stamina do we have? Sprint reserve. We have 2, I guess. So should it be like more 0.5 more? Sprint reserve. Do we have a set currency? I think that will automatically run it. So max sprint reserve. Let's add half thing. 0.25 and refill you as well. And buy more speed. And our speed guess it's DAS impulse, which is already at 100,000. Do we have a max speed actually? Oh, we do. Where? Oh, it's not the DAS impulse. See, this extends another thing we made up, the acceleration thing. So there is the max speed. We can increase it by 1, and we can also increase the acceleration again by 1. Sure. So max speed plus 1 and acceleration plus 1 too. 1.5 and deceleration plus 0.5. And that's probably it. I guess we could just change this factor. Maybe that'd be easier. And even Serper joins. All right, so in the sub screen, AI player, buy more health, buy more speed, buy more sprint reserve, not reserver. All right, let's see if we did a chat. It would be something to fine tune. Whether it actually feels like you bought something. Whoa. One more. Good. All right, let's see. Did we make it? The HP one is not enabled. Great. I can't do anything. Can get more stamina. and now it's disabled. Great. And I can get more speed. Now it's disabled. Great. However, the UI didn't update. The currency UI didn't update. Why not? Am I faster? I think I'm faster. It says you may spend this, but clearly we're not subscribed to the correct thing. So let's have a look again. In the instructions, we have the currency count. Which is this? Currency count label. High score changed. Come on. Currency changed. That's what we want. Too bad. That would have been a perfect demo. Worked first time. So let's max out. Let's not die. Thankfully, I'm legendarily clutch, as we all know. Ah! Spoke too soon. Alright, I'll try to get only speed. Oh, it should be less or equal. Clearly, I'm much faster. Dear Lord. Yeah. A bit of an anti-feature being this fast. But hey, you paid for it. Proper zoomies. Dear Lord. Can't wait to see speedrunners doing this. You may spend 30, which is not true. Which is not true. Ugh, we're exactly at the amount needed for the health. Don't die. We can do it. Let's see if we get the extra health and the restoration. Maybe not. Eventually it updated. Eventually it got the memo to update the UI. And it also updated the currency, interestingly enough. So yeah, I think it's because internally I didn't call it with methods I should be calling it with. Even more speed. Dear Lord. Yeah, this needs fine-tuning for sure. Whoa. Alright, so enough fun. Let's see. First of all, this should be minus equals. Like you can go to absolutely 0. And you probably want to do so. In the subscreen, similarly, or I guess the other way around. We only want to disable them if they are below that point. Good. And for fine tuning the max speed, maybe add like 0.5. Maybe that's a bit better. And the thing is that I'm claiming that maybe I'm not broadcasting the change because I'm not doing the internal set currency methods. Let's see. What's this? Let's see. we not have a set max health? I think that's true. And the speed is internal, so nothing subscribed to this. Is there anything else we should be worried about? High score remains, the currency we emit, ice cream count doesn't change, the sprint reserve changed, health changed. Yeah, those are the things we're worried about. And the shop label wasn't updated. So let's see what we're doing there. We have the currency count here, which should be using the currency count label, which is connected to this. Oh, and when this changes, this becomes this. This is this. All right, let's see if that's any better. Let's try to buy stamina, because that's one of the things that should update the UI on the bottom left. The idea is to spawn max 20 ice creams per wave, so you can only get the extra health if you do perfect on a round. But it could be even more expensive. Stamina. All right. It increase speed. Whoa. We need 16 at least. We have them. Let's take a hit. All right. The UI keeps increasing the longer it is. Oh well, it's a GameJam game. It's fine. It's fine. All right, I think we've done it. I think we've done it. And again, maybe buying more health. Maybe there is a limit to how much health you can buy. Game balance things, we'll figure out. And in general, we want more enemy types. They will be faster. They will be coming faster as far as the game progresses. We want that scale. Whoa. All right. Proven, hope you like it. There is something that we should be calling deferred, but who knows what it's gonna be. What else do we need? What did we say? I remember the currency. should do it the same for every one of these. And I saw that the sprint reserve didn't actually become this. It's interesting. Oh well. I think that's it. I'll need to find the place. It could be the freeze thing, but hey, doesn't matter that much. Let's go back to our restaurant scene. That's because it's prettier to look at. Go back to here and move on to the final demo. I'm doing almost 2 hours of stream. I'll go on and have a birthday dinner soon. Ladies and gentlemen, what have we done today? Today, we've added a level up system where the point of the game is that couples come to your hot date spot, ice cream place, and you need to deliver ice cream to them. Now, the more ice cream you deliver, the happier they get and the more lovely heart particles you see them explode, emit. So naturally you get happy, like it's so cute, you like seeing it, you love to see it. But this is also a game, so to gamify it more, the more you succeed, the more deliveries you do, the more currency you get to spend. And you can spend this currency to level up your character, so more stamina here and more speed, let's say. And now we can go to the next round, more things have spawned, and now the character is faster, which is not necessarily good, because it's hard to go fast in this game intentionally. If I have the artistic skills, it'd be one of those places where the waiters are wearing roller blades, which is fun. And I think we got enough for, just enough for the heart upgrade. Let's take a hit, because the upgrade does refill us. I should make the hearts move over the screen. I think that'd be even more fun. Or have the screen show up a little bit later, because you kind of miss the effect. Anyway, more hearts, there you go, more health for you. So now it's easier to hit. Can survive more, but you can still lose. And restart. Yeah, so fun things to do. Next would be a high score leaderboard, that sort of thing. Provoke some, enable some multiplayer action if you want. Let's look at our particle system. Hard particles here. Let's say Z index 20. 10. See how that looks. See if we'll see even more hearts. And you may remember from what I said at the start, the more ice cream you deliver, the happier the customers are. The longer they emit the heart particles. They're smitten, I call it the smitten state. Still behind. What Z index did I give the other thing, the pause screen? Like 1 million. Let's stop screen. Yeah, it should be just one. Ah, it's UI, so of course it's always on top. It's always on top. Oh well. I think that's it for today. So let me know in the chat if you have any questions, if you want to talk about anything, or else I will catch you next week. The things that we'll want to do in this game is add another enemy type. So the easy one that I've thought of is having a patrolling enemy here. Maybe they could be going like all of this area from here to here and not just like this thing. So you have more of a window to actually get to this area. Or maybe they change, like at the start of the game they only patrol like this, but then eventually they start patrolling just this area. That would be fun. So that's one more enemy type that I've thought of. Definitely have some logic where the enemies that are there become more aggressive, so maybe even more blobos and faster blobos as the game progresses, so you're kind of forced to upgrade. And there's too many health pickups as it happens now. I think for every wave I would spawn one health pickup in the whole area, which would be hard to find. And maybe, if I'm feeling generous, one more here. And I would also have, maybe to make up for that, more stamina pickups, more coffees, more drinks. I think food is going to be more health, you recover health, and drinks is going to be you recover stamina, which is a classic game thing. And I would like to make it so when you're dashing, if you just hit them on the start of the dash, the enemies, they get stunned for a while, which would also be fun. So that's another feature. All gameplay stuff, tweak how much faster you get, tweak the economy, like maybe the first health upgrade is like $20, but then the next one is like 30, and then it's like 50, and then it's like 100, impossible to get. That's another way to kinda ensure that at least most people won't come across the thing of what happens when you have like 50 health. Avoid bugs, but making it hard for people to reach those limits that could make your game go crazy. And the other thing I would like to work on would be leaderboards. Persist your high scores locally so you know what's your score to beat, and make them available online so you compete with others that have played this game. That would be super fun. And of course, actually publish this game on its, because it doesn't count as a GameJam submission if you haven't submitted it. And we have 2 more weekends to go. Next Sunday, my family is going to be visiting, but I will make time to make a stream. Maybe that's going to be the how to upload tweets stream. Next one could be in November, the final one where we talk about the whole game and what we've managed to do, or implement something fun last minute. Or since it's November, maybe we're back to Svelte and SvelteKit already. I know everyone's excited. Svelte 5 official is out, as we said at the beginning of this stream. I'm excited. I watched the live stream at the Svelte Summit yesterday, and it was a great stream. Great unexpected thing, both for me, because I'm not like in the weeds with the community, both the CLI tools and the helpful migrations, even for the SADCN components. As always, if you look deep enough, you'll find Handabyte doing a lot of hard work when it comes to Svelte. And the new website, a little thing, but it will be very beneficial to be able to search docs across Svelte and SvelteKit in the same website. And when they add even more tooling in that documentation, that one Omni documentation website, it's going to be very, very helpful. And of course, Svelte 5, we've been using it for like a year. I've been using it in production for real projects with real clients, and everyone is happy. So I'm happy that it's official, but I've been happy with Svelte 5 for quite a while. It wasn't a surprise. Maybe a bit of a surprise that it was finally released on the spot. That was cool. But I think that's gonna be it for today. last chance for the chat to say anything. I will let you know if I do publish on its offline. It needs like sound effects and that sort of thing. That maybe is not the most fun thing to to see me do. I did do these particle effects, including the hearts, offline as well, which was fun for me to do, but maybe it wouldn't have been fun for you to watch for. I think this is definitely the coolest effect I've done so far in my game dev career. I've done some cool things with CSS animations, but this takes the cake, I would say. Particles, always awesome. All right, so thanks again for anyone joining today. I hope you have a lovely remaining Sunday, and I will catch you next week. Let me know in the Discord what you'd like to see next. It is likely we will be sticking with Game Dev October, but you know, it's not going to be my birthday anymore next week, so maybe we'll switch to more software engineering web dev stuff. We'll see. Have a lovely, lovely time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you later. Bye.